All right, we're back once again, building this 383. Got my heads back, took them up to Rich at Ram Racing in Oxford, Pennsylvania. He did a really good job on them. As you've seen in the other videos, short block is done, complete, then I balance on I'm gonna paint them. So, let's take a look at these heads. I'm gonna show you what he did to them, what they are, then we'll get them on the motor. The heads are just regular old JEGS. These are old school heads. They originally, my understanding, everything the research I've came up with, this part number on them, is that these originally were cast by Canfield at the end of their demise there. And JEGS kind of bought, I guess, the design or whatever Canfield was building for JEGS is what my understanding is. So they're a 220 runner head. They have a offset intake valve on them. They have CNC chambers on them too. As you can see, maybe, yeah. They have the 210 intake valve in them. I mean, they're straight out of box the way I was running before on this thing, and they did good. It's roughly probably 10.5 compression on that thing. So, wasn't nothing wrong with them. I just figured since I was freshening up short block, I was gonna do the heads while I was here, because I bought the motor as a running motor, and I don't know how many passes, but I know it's been together since like 07. So it was about time. So the springs on them, he said, actually weren't too bad. He said he had to shim them up a little bit just to give them a little bit more tension for the cam that's in it. So those turned out nice. He just reused my keepers, retainers, and springs, obviously. He did cut 10 off the surface just to make sure that they are true and straight, but I had no head gasket issues. But I guess he just does that to all of them just to make sure it's 100%. He didn't do any port work on them. They are exactly like they came out of the box. The only thing he did do, he said, which I'm not sure you can even see it in there, but inside the exhaust, there was a bump in here. Now he did smooth that out of the exhaust on it. But other than that, he said they didn't really need anything because the ports on them and all are pretty decent, as cast. So, that's a good thing there. All right, so let's get started on it. Head gaskets I'm putting on it is just Velcro 1003s. That's what this thing had on it originally. Just trying to stick to everything it already had on it because I knew the car ran good. Never had a head gasket issue, and I have ran tons of these old Velcro gaskets. Never had any issue. Bunch of nitrous on them, and superchargers, no issues. So, let's go ahead and get this thing all cleaned up here. We already cleaned the block. Deck's already been cleaned. All the bolt holes have all been blowed out. Make sure there's nothing in the threads of it. I'm gonna give one more little wipey wipe here, just to make sure. So, but she should be ready to rock, man. She should be ready to go. So there's that. Not bad at all. Not bad. Now on the bolts on them, I always put a little bit of pipe dope on the threads. So I have had small block Chevrolets leak coolant up around the threads, and I'll come up into lifter valley, or not lifter valley, but up into the under valve cover right here. And you'll see milky oil and you think, oh shit, I blew a head gasket. No, I found a couple times it was the damn bolts on them, where people didn't put any pipe dope or nothing on them. All right, let's get these head gaskets open, slammed on there. We get this head on there. ARP calls for 70 foot-pounds with these bolts that I'm putting in it. I don't follow the sequence. Work in the middle, spin my way out. Not rocket science. So, let's get on this thing. might have been able to hear me or not because of the heater, but something I wanted to show you that I didn't even think about, and I know Rich had made a mention of this too. What you see on these head gaskets right here, Chevrolet normally does not have like a coolant passage right here. So these head gaskets have it, and if the block doesn't have it, then you have to drill the 7/16 hole out in the block for it. And these heads right here, if you see, the big head is that coolant passage on these. So I don't know. I have no idea what that's why this thing runs so cool. This car has never overheated. Knock on wood. Doesn't when I'm done. But yeah. So that's like a little updated thing. I never had that before, but I was reading about it and then Rich told me about it too. That's the only reason I knew about it. But that could be what's helping it run. Alright, I thought that was pretty neat. Let's get back to putting these heads on. All right, well, right here, I have an issue with the dowel pin lining up for some reason. Not sure if it's just when he decked them, maybe it got a little burr on it. So I'm gonna just take it, pull it off her, and I'm gonna just follow it out a little bit, and then we can get it right back on there. Never had that issue before, but I'm assuming that's what it was. I'm not sure. But after I took it and deburred the hole, everything seems to go back together fine. As you can see right here, I went ahead and tried it on the other side just to make sure maybe the dowel pin on the other side wasn't a little bit mushroomed or anything. But as you can see, I'm sitting here struggling with it. It wasn't the dowel pin at all. So we'll go ahead and just give up on it. I'm gonna take it over here to the box. I'm gonna get a rat tail file out. And this is where I'm gonna hit that hole up, like I was saying, where I'm gonna deburr it some. And I'll clean it up, and I'll take it back over and I'll put it back on the motor. And then she is good to go after that one finally. It was just a tiny, tiny little burr that was right there, but I didn't want to. I could probably hit it down with my hand and make it go on there, but I'd rather just take the time and deburr it like this, just so I knew it was 100%. So there we go. Heads are on. All torqued down. Not gonna put the intake on yet because I'm gonna paint the block to match the car. So, reason why I mainly wanted the heads on before I paint it is just because these little corners right here, just so everything was purple when it got done. I probably could have just taped up the old head gasket and slammed it on there and painted around that, but I just wanted to put the heads on it. Just this way when it was painted, I made sure that it was everywhere, because there's even like little spots, you know what I mean? Like right in the blocks right here. You know, I just want to make sure all that little stupid stuff's purple too. Because if not, all them little areas in between there, since it is bare, will obviously start getting a little bit of surface rust on and it starts looking like crap. So that's the reason why I put the heads on it. Probably could throw the rockers, push rods in it for 1 or 2 and go ahead and run the valves on it, which I may end up doing that, maybe. No. Anyhow, long block is finally together, other than, like I said, the intake, throwing the rockers and the push rods in. No biggie. Waiting on paint, everything else still. I've waited on everything, man. Ever since COVID screwed up everything for some reason. But, whatever. I don't have a trans done anyway. Converter's not done either. I did call it the other day about having it made finally. I was gonna go with PTC. And then Sean at Dynamic told me he can do one for me. Billet faced, all that. And it's like flashes like 4200, just like PTC said. Hopefully it turns out nice. But I still gotta go order that thing. But me and him did talk about it the other day. And he said about a 2-week turnaround on that one. And then the transmission, I want to go through it. Like I said, I'm gonna try that. I'll have video of that too. Probably see me mess it up. Whatever. Other than that, man, she is, it's getting there, man. Slowly. We got the car show on April 23rd in Pennsylvania for Not Fast Foundation 302 and an S10 Dictions. So if you're around, come out for that, man. Just look up on either one of them groups, S10 Dictions, Not Fast Foundation, or 302 Performance. You'll see a flyer on there for it, so you'll know the address. Andrew's already put a whole map out of the whole area of where parking, the car shows at, where you come in at, the whole 9. So it's pretty organized with it. It does a really good job of these things. So come on out. If you guys are around or whatever, bring your car. Come look at our cars. Whatever. Bring the kids, man. Bring all their little Hot Wheels and all that good stuff too. So that's gonna be it for today on this thing right here. The heads are on it. Like I said, long blocks together, mostly. Come together, man. It's come together a little bit faster than what I thought it was going to. I kind of figured I was going to sit back in a corner or down on the back burner for a little while I was knocking out other people's jobs. So I've been hitting up on mine in between each job. I know I said I'd have video dropped on Sunday about the car. Well, got wrapped up on customers' cars. Never did get a chance to drag the trailer down there and drag it up here. So that's going to be another video. But yes, it is coming. It is already done. The deal is done. It's just getting the time to go grab this thing to drag it up here to the shop to get started on it. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. So I have plenty of videos out, different stuff. The no prep car, Eileen, when the car show comes, all that good junk. So keep an eye out, man. Getting closer.